Guys, welcome back to another video on this channel, and today is an exciting one, let me tell you. Today I'm going to be running over with you my Camp America experience, but actually talking about my camp. I realised I've done a lot of videos and I didn't want to talk about it until it was more sort of set in stone. But as recently my offer has come through for Camp America 2025, I thought I'd get in a bit more nitty gritty with you guys about my camp experience, where I
went, why I chose it, the position I done, and why I'm going back next year.
So let's get right into it. Awesome, so as a lot of you who've watched my other videos may know, I got hired at a camp fair. Now, I've spoken the praises of these things and they've announced the dates for 2024. There's some in Birmingham and some in Edinburgh, which aren't the greatest locations. I thought there'd be some in London, but fingers crossed, early part of next year there'll be some in London again. I'm pretty sure there will be. But yeah, I got hired at a camp fair, and the camp that I got hired by was looking for a photographer. And I approached them and I said, hi, I'm a photographer. I see that's what you're looking for, because they have a little board up which says what they're looking for. And I said, I've got photography experience. I've done it for this amount of years, and here's my portfolio. So I was speaking with a girl who'd previously been at the camp, and she was saying, oh wow, this is really cool. We like the style of photography that you do, because I used to do sort of sports and sort of more action-based photography. And working at a summer camp, a lot of the kids are doing activities all the time, so they're not always going to be there to like pose for photos and get in groups for photos. So a lot of the stuff you have to do has to be sort of off the cuff and what you know how to do yourself. So I think that definitely came in handy. And then I went and spoke to, I keep wanting to say like director, I think so. I went and spoke to a director, had an interview. I thought it was all really cool, but I just wanted to make sure that it was definitely the camp for me. So I went away, had a think about it, spoke to a couple more camps, and then ended up going back and saying, hey, I'd love to take it. Filled out a bit of paperwork, and then that was my camp fair done. I was really lucky I actually got in there and got out with a position that I was going there for. Photographer's not the easiest thing to hire for, because as you'll find out in this video, it's a great job. So a lot of people go back for second and third years, and they don't often need that many. So all the best if that's what you're applying for. I know if you join a couple Facebook communities, they always upload jobs that different camps are looking for. And I know that Tyler Hill is a really popular camp, and at the moment they're looking for, it says photographers, so hoping that means multiple. So give that a chance if you're looking for photography jobs. Go and apply on the Tyler Hill website. Not trying to promote other camps, but I'm trying to get you photographers out there some photography work, so don't shoot. Yeah, I got hired, and the place that I got hired for was a camp called Quinipet. Now, Quinipet is a weird one because it's in New York, but it's off of Long Island on another island. So it is technically New York, but it is rather far from the actual city itself. But I'll go into why that's not really an issue. If you're looking to go to Quinipet, I'm gonna put it in the title, so I assume a lot of people who've searched it up are trying to find Quinipet. It's a really good camp. The way that I'd put it is, it's very sort of secluded, has the most amazing views, the most amazing beach, and also a lot of great people in it as well. It's quite a, how do I put it? It's a Christian camp, although it doesn't feel like a Christian camp. You have to do two things in the day that make you feel like it's Christian, which is morning gathering and vespers in the evening, which is like little prayers and songs and stuff, but it doesn't last for long. And also a couple prayers before dinner, which is fine. That's where the camp's located. Now, actual little facts about the camp if you're looking to go there. So Quinipet hires, I want to say, maybe like 6 or 7 different kind of staff. You've got day camp staff, you've got overnight staff, you've got sailors, lifeguards, photographer, which is me, so we'll take that one off. Kitchen staff, maintenance, leadership, but they're kind of people who have already been there before. So if you're going to look for leadership first time, I don't know how optimistic that is, but who knows. I know a girl called Brenda, and she went for her first year and she ended up being leadership, so awesome, it can happen. But yeah, after maintenance, I don't think there's many other positions that you can apply for there. So it's quite a small camp in that way. And if you've just been hired off the back of a camp fair, you probably would have gone in with sort of different attributes that you have. So some of the things that they offer there are cooking, arts and crafts, dance, musical theatre. I really should know this. I was a photographer, I went everywhere.
There's like outdoor craft, there's sports, there's sailing as I've mentioned, and there's also the waterfront, which is where you sort of go and it's essentially a beach and you just have a great time for an hour. And there's also music as well. there's GarageBand, and there's also cooking.
There's so many different things you could do there. Like, if you're going with a skill and you're thinking, oh god, I don't know if they'll be able to cater to me, I'm pretty sure you'll be able to find something that caters to your skill set. That's sort of an overview of what they do there and sort of how it runs. And I wouldn't say that Quinipet is the biggest camp in the world. It's actually quite small numbers wise compared to a lot of other people I know that do Camp America. Like, I had a friend Connor who went last year, and the numbers he was telling me was like 5 times the amount that we had. But it was quite nice in a way, because when you're walking around camp, kids get to know you, get to know them, and it's sort of more of like a close-knit community feel, because everyone knows you and you're likely to know them as well. And a lot of kids come back for multiple weeks at a time, so by the end of the summer it's actually quite sad when kids leave at the end of the week, because you're like, oh, I've got to know this person for like 4 or 5 weeks and they're actually a pretty cool dude. That's how it works in terms of that. And also one little final bit on how sort of Quinipet works, my actual camp itself. It's a week camp, so you have the kids come on a Sunday afternoon and they leave on a Saturday early in the morning, maybe about 9 till 10 I want to say. So they come between these times, which means you get one night off during a week, which starts at 6 and ends at sort of 11 or midnight, I can't remember. And then you also have 2 hours off throughout the day, and you also have Saturday after the kids leave until Sunday when the kids come again. So you sort of have 24-ish hour period off that time as well to do what you like. And I know a few people did manage to go down to New York City in that time, so if you're looking to go to this camp and you're looking to go to New York, you can definitely do it. It's definitely doable, but just sort of bear in mind it's quite long and you might be a bit tired, so I definitely save New York personally for the afterwards, for the traveling, because you are quite close. You hop on one bus and you're there. You might as well just save it for the end when you've got loads of money and ready to have the best experience of your life in New York City. That is my camp and where I got hired for. I got hired for a photographer position. Now, as I said, I'd done photography for a few years just as a hobby. I went in with my portfolio, showed them, great, wonderful, hired as a photographer. That is a really sort of quick version of quite a long process, but that's all you really need to know. I got hired, and actually within my first few days there, I had a meeting with the director called Brooke, and we sort of just went over my experience. I showed her some photos, and we also talked through sort of my program as a photographer, what they were looking for, and sort of what was going to be different from the photographer positions in the past. So we went through all that, awesome, and we managed to sort of like create an idea of what they wanted. We sort of just got into the first week, which was orientation. Now at Quinipet you have lifeguards and sailors, and these two sort of categories need to go earlier than the day camp and the overnight counselors, because they have to have training and pass some tests, etc, etc. So if you end up at Quinipet as one of those two, you'll actually be going earlier. If you are a general or day counselor, don't worry about it, because you're only joining a week later, so people have made friendships in that week. You should be fine. There shouldn't be sort of any disparities between people, and it'll be so easy to make friends. You'll be fine. Now at the start, the lifeguards and the sailors, and well, I was there because I had to take photos of their training and stuff. It was quite hard to mix with the day camp and overnight counselors, because you're in such like a tight bubble when you first get there, and you're making so many different friends, and it's all really overwhelming. And then like a whole shitload of other people come in, and you're like, oh god, what's your name, where are you from, trying to understand everything. So there's a lot to take in. But by the end, I was such good friends with all the day camp counselors, all the overnight counselors, sailing, lifeguards. As a photographer, I was quite lucky in some ways, because I was able to be friends with a lot of people and see everyone throughout the day. 3 of my best friends were lifeguards, Lucas, Manuel and Rocco. So I met them in the induction week and was friends all the way throughout, and I got to spend, I don't know, a couple of hours each day with them, either in our time off or down at the waterfront, because I was down there taking pictures, and I could also just chill and speak to my friends. So that was a fantastic part of my role that I'm really fortunate for. And I also got to go on the sailing boats with the sailors. Now this second part is probably an awesome part of my role that I actually really enjoyed, because the sailing team were really cool and sort of a really close-knit guys, and whenever I wanted to go out there on the boats, I'd just shoot them a message. They'd come pick me up in a speedboat, and I'd go out there into the water and just take photos of the kids who were sailing. And that was such like a nice chill experience, as you can sort of see from these videos, maybe flicking through. I was just able to chill on really nice boats, taking photos of kids sailing. It was like the best job you could ask for, which is why I'm so sad that it's over and can't wait for next year to happen. You don't realise how lucky you are until it's over, I think, with camp, because when you're in it, yes, it is hard and yes, it is quite a lot of work, but when you're out and you're like working at Tesco or Aldi or Lidl in England and you're like, oh, I wish I was back where I was, and I'll stop complaining now. It is hard work and I don't want to take that away from it. So if you're going to Camp America, it is going to be tricky. It is a very rewarding experience at the end of the day as well. And sort of in terms of camp, my experience in Quinipet, really, I had an amazing time at the camp. I thought it was a really cool place. I met some fantastic people and it was in a good location that I got to chill on the weekends at a cool beach. Yes, I would have liked it to be maybe nearer some American attractions like Six Flags, and I know some other people go to Walmart all the time, and we weren't really the nearest to all of that kind of stuff, so that was a little bit tricky. But at the same time, we just made do with what we had, and I really can't complain because we had an amazing summer anyway. So that was sort of my just general, really quick run through of Quinipet, my Camp America experience, and sort of a little brief rundown about the camp itself. So hopefully that helps some of you guys who are looking to go there, because there was absolute naffle on the internet about Quinipet. I understand if you're looking through, watching videos, trying to find out if it's a good place to go to and if you made the right decision. So hopefully that helps. But just bear in mind, this was my experience only. Not everyone has the same experiences. Everyone goes through camps at different paces and has a different overall experience based on roles, based on people they meet, based on how they got on with directors, etc. So yeah, just bear that in mind when you're going to any camp, not just my camp, if you're looking to come here in general. I am going back next year, 2025. I've already started my application. I've got a little chat with the director this Friday to go through some bits, and it's all really exciting because it's all happening over again. Some say the period before going to Camp America is one of the most exciting bits because you're really anticipating going, but obviously the best bit is actually when you're there. And I've got some amazing travels planned for afterwards. We've got San Francisco, LA, Vegas, Texas, possibly Chicago, possibly Tennessee as well. I want to go to all these places, and I'm going to be 21, so you best believe we're renting out a car and we're going to the Grand Canyon. It's going to be fantastic. The travel vlogs afterwards are going to be something that you cannot forget, and I cannot wait to get started and get through to it. So let's just make it through November, December, January, February, March, April, May, and then June. So 8 months we'll have to make it through, and then we're back there again. Hopefully this video has helped. I will be out with more Camp America content to hopefully help you guys through the application part of like visas, etc. I will be vlogging my day to go and get my visa. Finally going to America next June. So yeah, all so exciting, cannot wait, and hopefully you guys are getting excited now, getting through your applications. I've seen a lot of people have been hired already, which is fantastic. Haven't yet, don't worry about it, there's still plenty of time, you'll be fine. Enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like and thumbs up. It just lets me know that you enjoy sort of Camp America content. If not, I'll be looking to switch it up a little bit. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.